All righty. How we darn. I need to know in the chat, how are we darn tonight? It is what time? I mean, it's a Wednesday for me. I'm in the future. For you guys, it's a Tuesday night. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday night, and I hope your day's been good. And right now, it's time to get to business. We are doing a Dynasty startup draft with 2023 rookies. You guys might have seen the first version of this that we did last week, and that was so much fun. We got a ton of likes, a ton of support, and that was really, really awesome to see. So do us a massive favor. If you can drop a like for us, that would mean so, so much right now.
You like that? You like that?
If you like the content, the easiest, most simple way for you to support our work, to support what we do. So what I would greatly appreciate it if you could do me a favor and drop a like. Already 27 likes. Here's the deal. If we hit 100 likes by this time tomorrow, I will be doing a Dynasty rookie draft as well. Rookies only. So if you want to see that rookie only draft by this time tomorrow, drop a like. If we get 100, I'm going to be live doing my thing. Sorry I was a little bit late today. I was recording content. We got quarterback tier rankings coming out very soon. Just finished those. And I'm also going to look at a bunch of deadline trades as well as a video this week. So thanks for joining me. We're going to have a good time. If you don't know, the way for you to get into today's mock is to join our Discord. All right, our Discord is in the description, and I will go ahead and also paste it in the chat if you would like. So join our Discord with the link in the description. It's also in the chat now. And then in our Discord, there is a text channel that says Dynasty Mock Drafts, and that is where I'm going to send the sleeper link for people to join. No, you can't message us early and get pre-access to the draft. It's only 11 people who can join. It is first come, first serve. When the link gets sent out, whoever joins is able to join. Again, as I always say, please don't harass me if you aren't able to get into the draft. We will have plenty, hundreds and hundreds of drafts as we lead up to the 2023 rookie draft, as well as Dynasty startup season. So you're gonna have your chance. Don't be upset at me if you don't get in. There's only so much that we can do. But what's up, everybody? I see you in the chat. B-Max here. This should be a fun draft. Tankathon has Bijan to the Bucks. Turn me up. Swidey, swag. I'm coming for that bag. Stroud to the Hawks. Yeah, we'll look at some of these landing spots. If you guys don't know, we are using landing spots for today's mock draft, and that is also in the description. It's also in the Discord, and I will paste it in the chat for you. But why don't we look at some of the landing spots before we draft for today's mock draft? So some of the landing spots, we've got Bryce Young. He's going to the Texans. CJ Stroud goes to the Broncos. Man, I can't believe the Broncos pick is right now a top 3 pick. Oh my gosh, the Broncos and the Rams pick. Holy moly. Will Levis goes to the Lions. Not a big Will Levis fan myself, but I love that landing spot. We've got Quentin Johnston to the Packers, which I've seen before. Jordan Addison to the Texans, which we like. We like that link up. Jackson Smith to the Chargers. Michael Mayer to the Commanders. Okay. Bijan to the Bucks. I'm assuming that if Bijan goes to the Bucks, that means that Tom Brady's coming back. We've got Anthony Richardson to the Jets. Kayshon Boutte, this doesn't work because for whatever reason, Kayshon Boutte is going to return, which that was a huge surprise to me. I fully anticipated Anthony Richardson returning to college, and I thought Kayshon Boutte would declare. I really can't make sense of it. In his post, he mentioned that he wanted to win a national championship with LSU. So if that's really the desire and what he's chasing, then it makes sense. I have heard some people say, well, he wants to prove that he's, a top 5 pick. Jaden Daniels is still going to be there. Like, unless there's something that I'm missing, maybe there is. But Jaden Daniels played well for the team. He's not someone who's going to be able to produce like an alpha wide receiver, but he played well for the team. He was relatively efficient, dual threat quarterback, led them to a lot of wins. And quarterback play was one of the big reasons as to why Kayshon Boutte wasn't successful. Malik Neighbors is still going to be there, which he was competing with target share for. So I'm kind of baffled, to be honest, that he's going back. I thought he was a lock for the end of the first round. Like, if he got to the Cowboys, there is no way you can tell me that Jerry Jones wouldn't make that pick. He would send that pick in and get Kayshon Boutte on his team. But here we are. He's going back to college. He's going back to school. Obviously respect the decision. I'm just a little bit baffled by it. It really, really took me by surprise. We got Jalen Hyatt to the Chiefs, Jahmyr Gibbs to the Bills. Any other rookies? Darnell Washington to the Saints. Hendon Hooker goes to the Colts. I like that. Josh Downs to the Falcons. Don't like that. Rashee Rice to the Browns. I mean, he could be really good. I like that landing spot. Cedric Tillman to the Patriots. Tanner McKee to the Bucks. I guess is the heir apparent to Brady. In this scenario, we don't know if Brady's returning or not. Zach Evans goes to the Cardinals. 2 spots I really want for Zach Evans would be the Cardinals or the Dolphins, so I like that. Zay Flowers to the Jags. He might get lost in the depth chart there. Dalton Kincaid, which I think he'll go earlier than this personally. But he goes to the Lions. He replaces, what's his nuts? TJ. That's who's his nuts. We got Devin Akane goes to the Dolphins. I can see how they would want his speed, but again, I'm pretty out on Dalton. Marvin Mims to the Seahawks. Xavier Hutchinson to the Panthers. Sean Tucker goes to the Eagles, which could be interesting. Okay, some interesting landing spots there. That is in the chat. It's also in the Discord if you want to follow along. But again, do me a massive favor, guys, and drop a like on the stream.
You like that?
The most simple, easiest way for you to support our work, to support the effort that we put in, as well as subscribing. So here's the deal. I'm going to now paste the sleeper link into the Discord. So again, it is first come, first serve. Please do not get angry at me if you're not able to get in. There's 950 of you in the Discord, and there's 11 spots. So you do the maths. Someone could actually do the maths to let me know what the percentage chance is that you get in. But hey, you gotta try to get in. But anyway, here we go. Join the Discord if you want to do this in the future. But I'm going to drop the mock draft link. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. It is dropped. This will fill up very, very quickly. Let's see. I'm doing a startup on Thursday. Nice. You can do startups already? Yeah. I did one week 7 too. We're playing out the rest of the year for draft order. Okay. Sleeper let us anyway. Interesting. You won't be able to... yeah, you won't be able to draft the 23 rookies, obviously, in that scenario, but hopefully this is still helpful. That Monday Night Football game still has me hyped. Bro, I never want to see another Saints game where Dennis Allen and this offensive coaching staff is still in place. What the hell was that? That was disgusting to watch. Welcome to the future. Sink a schooner, you dingo. I love that you know schooner. Brad has to be Australian. Give me your sleeper name. Okay, Jonas says, do you think Baker starts on Thursday? I don't think so. I don't think so. No way Kane goes ahead of Tucker. Yeah, I don't think it will happen either, but here we are. All right, guys, here's the deal. We are doing a Dynasty startup draft with 2023 rookies. If you want to draft a 2023 rookie, draft a kicker. That's why we have the kickers here. So if you want to draft a rookie, draft a kicker. We'll pause the draft, and then you will put in either the sleeper chat or in the YouTube chat what rookie it is that you want to draft, and then I will magically make them appear onto the draft screen. I photoshopped all of them so it looks as well as it can look, I guess. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and start the draft in 3, 2, 1, and we are away. And Little Bon Nizzy has the 101. Then we have Ad Seeger, Philly Fletch, some new people for sure. So it's good to see D. Macy's back. Harris, Go Brian, Charms, Han the Man, I Patron, J20. What's up, brother? And G16 is here. So some familiar faces and also some brand new names, which is awesome to see. So let's see who goes at the 101. Who's better, Jameis or Dalton? Good question. I feel like Jameis should be the starter. Pat Mahomes goes at the 101. You guys know this. He's been my 101 for a long ass time. He's been my quarterback one. I know a lot of people were Josh Allen. Pick your poison there. I'm not saying that Josh Allen is the wrong answer, but Pat Mahomes has been my 101 for a long time. I think actually since around 2018, 2019, he's been my quarterback one in Dynasty. And then I have Allen as my 2, but you know, pick your poison there. Then we see Herbert and Burrow go off the board, as well as Jalen Hurts. This is a super flex, non-tight end premium league, so it makes sense to see all these quarterbacks go off the board this early. None of that is all that surprising to me. And if you're going to be drafting based off of Sleeper's ADP, you're going to be lost. So, you know, it's definitely nowhere near updated. We see Justin Jefferson go off the board. I'm actually going to launch my rankings let me launch my rankings. This is actually going to make things easier for me. If you guys don't know, Fantasy Pros has a really cool feature where you can import your rankings and then you can mock draft with those rankings. It's incredibly helpful, and makes it a lot easier to make sure that I'm using my rankings and getting the best player available according to my rankings. Okay, so we see Justin Jefferson go off the board as well as Jamar Chase, and then Kyler Murray off the board. This is kind of an interesting spot. This is where the cutoff starts to happen. I don't want to be caught in no man's land with the quarterbacks, because to me there's a very clear cutoff point with quarterbacks if I'm doing a dynasty startup draft right now. So I don't want to wait until that cutoff point hits. It's between like 3 guys right here, but I'm going to go ahead and take Deshaun Watson. I know he had a rough start last week, but hasn't played football in 700 days, I think was the stat. Is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He's going to have plenty of time to get back to who he was. And the 3 years that he was a starter in the NFL, all 3 of those years he was a top 5 fantasy quarterback. So don't be surprised if he returns to that form. Okay, let's find out who this rookie is from G16. I imagine it's Bijan, and it is. So we're going to pause the draft, and we are going to add Bijan Robinson here at the 201. And honestly, this doesn't surprise me. Bijan will instantly be my RB1 in Dynasty once he gets drafted. So it's not at all a surprise to me. Maybe some of you guys are out there and you're saying, really, Bijan this early? This is how early he's going to go. He's the best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley. Where would you draft Saquon Barkley if he had no injury history and he was on a rookie contract? That's how I view Bijan Robinson. So this makes a lot of sense. Last time out, I was able to get him around the 207, I believe. And a lot of people were like, wow, that's too early. I was like, no, it's late. He's going to go earlier than this. Trust me. And by the way, how is Bijan Robinson not a Heisman candidate? That Heisman candidate list is just banter. Okay. So we see Bijan go, then Tua, which that really is frustrating because I wanted to grab Tua there. I really wanted to grab Tua. And again, if I don't hit quarterback here, I am not going to like the quarterbacks that return. I think I have to hit quarterback here. In a super flex league, I'm always going to prefer to build around my 2 quarterbacks. I want 2 guys that I really like, that I really feel like I can build around. So yeah, I'm gonna grab Dak Prescott here. 29 years old, still playing at a high level, plenty of weapons around him. I feel confident in him for the next 5 years or so. Long-term contract, likely to get another. I'll take Dak Prescott there. I just do not want to see what quarterbacks are available at the 310, and we'll find out. We'll look when the 310 hits. Should I have gone a different position? And we'll see what quarterbacks are available, and you guys let me know in the chat. Why would he win the Heisman? He only has 1,600 yards and 18 touchdowns. I'm not saying he should win the Heisman. Oh, that's sarcasm. Obviously, I didn't catch the sarcasm. Yeah, I don't think he should win the Heisman, but I do think he should be in the list. You know, what is Stetson Bennett doing in the list for the Heisman? I mean, I know that he's led his team well, but what the hell is he doing there? Stetson Bennett on the year has 20 touchdowns. I mean, he's played well, he's played efficiently, but what the hell is he doing in the Heisman candidate list? AJ Brown. Okay, so we see Trey Lance at the 2.5, Jonathan Taylor at the 2.4, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown. You know, I was a huge Trey Lance guy all offseason. You guys would know that if you're familiar with the channel. I really thought Trey Lance could have a massive breakout this year. I am now concerned. I don't think I can spend this sort of draft capital now on Trey Lance, early 2nd round pick. I still believe in his future. I believe what he could become. I'm just not sure if San Francisco and Trey Lance are on the same timeline anymore. This was supposed to be the year that you allowed Trey Lance to make mistakes and grow, similar to what we saw Jalen Hurts do in 2021, right? This was supposed to be the year where you allowed him to make mistakes, you allowed him to grow. But first off, the usage was so weird for him. I don't understand what Kyle Shanahan was thinking, the way they were using him like a fullback. Does not make sense at all to me. And it frustrated me so much watching those games. But this team is they're right now win now mode. If they are a dynasty team, they are pushing they have no more future picks. They have all the vets on their team, right? Offensive line isn't getting any younger. Deebo Samuel is in his prime. The defense is in its prime. And they went out and traded for CMC. You know, I mean, this is a team that clearly wants to win now. Will they go Trey Lance next year? I truly don't know what the answer is. I want the answer to be yes, but I also am aware that there are other options for them. You know, Tom Brady is a free agent after this year. And Tom Brady grew up as a Niners fan. And Tom Brady wanted to go to the Niners after he left New England. Is there a possibility that Brady steps in place of Jimmy G? Because the Niners sure sound a lot like what the Bucs were when Tom Brady joined them. A great offensive line, a great head coach, weapons all around them with an elite defense. So I am concerned about Trey Lance. My stance since the injury has been, I'm not selling, I'm not buying. He's just a strong hold because I don't know what's going to happen. I will say this early, as much as I was a believer in him, with that injury, we just cannot predict what the future. Okay, so we have a rookie off the board. Let's see what rookie this is. Let us know in the chat. Trey Lance will be fine. I think I hope he'll be fine, but I'm not drafting him this early. Not with the concerns, not with the question marks. Okay, he said I'll take Anthony Richardson. Okay. So interesting. That's a little bit early. I definitely thought we would have saw CJ or Bryce go before Anthony. Look, I'm a huge Anthony Richardson fan, no doubt. I'm a huge fan of his athletic profile, of his arm, of what he could be, of his upside. But that is a little bit shocking to see him go that early. Definitely a project that he has all the tools to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, no doubt. Love him as a prospect, but that's a little bit early. I definitely thought we would have seen CJ or Bryce go ahead of Anthony, but hey, if you hit, you hit. Just feels a little bit early to me. Had to grab Tua. Yeah, I definitely would have drafted Tua if he was there. Yeah, nearly 2K purpose yards. Do y'all still agree Lance going that high? Yeah, we just talked about that. Yep. Are you still not a believer in Hurts? No, I mean, ATJ, you're in the Discord. Week 3, I sent out a message to everyone and told them that I was wrong. So I've more than buried that hatchet. How did I miss this? We're here. Trey already on the sidelines. Sure. Yeah. Again, like, the injury is a concern for his play style. It has to be. It has to be a concern, no matter who you are. And also the timeline that the team is on. I hope they allow Trey Lance to develop, but everything that they've done has been them going all in on this year. Daniel says I have Lance sitting in IR, just waiting to see how he does next season. Yeah, exactly. I'm a huge hold on him. I'm not a buy. I'm not a sell. I'm a huge hold. Still think that he could be the player that we think he could be, but there's no guarantees. All right, there goes Bryce Young. I definitely thought Bryce would go ahead of Anthony. Obviously, Bryce has his own question marks, right? The size is definitely a concern. We definitely have seen players who have been successful at his size, but there are more examples of players who have not been successful at his size. So size has to be a concern, but one of the best improvisers we've seen come out of college football since Kyler Murray. So I'm very intrigued by him, and I think there's a very clear pathway to him being successful in the NFL. Keep in mind, in this mock draft, he went to the Texans. He went to the Texans in this mock draft. Anthony Richardson went to the Jets. And CJ Stroud went to the Seahawks. Just to keep up. He says, I'll go CJ. Okay. So we're going to go CJ Stroud here. That makes a lot of sense. And we can actually just bring CJ Stroud all the way down here. And Bryce Young and CJ Stroud end up going back to back, right beside each other, which that makes a lot of sense. All right. I've said that from the beginning about Lance. Injury aside, I've always said team is 100%. Yeah, I mean, look, I can respect people who weren't in on Trey Lance, but I also don't think there's any validity to like victory lapping an injury. I don't think we really know what he would have been. That's just my personal opinion, though. All right, Will Levis goes at the 305, so we're seeing a lot of quarterbacks go early here. And keep in mind, Will Levis's landing spots, he ended up with the Lions. My favorite landing spot for a quarterback. I just don't like Will Levis, so I really don't want it to be Will Levis to the Seahawks. But someone's got to go there. There goes Ken Walker off the board. So Ken Walker goes after Swift, after Breece Hall. Really interesting. I think most people have Ken Walker right around their RB3 mark. So I thought he would have gone a little bit higher. I think that's pretty good value for Ken right there. With back-to-back picks, he might be taking both. True. Then why give up all that draft capital to draft Trey? We're not 3 years ago anymore. We're not 2 years ago anymore. This is what the current team is. With all the vets that are in their prime, people on the team who are in the locker room, they don't care about waiting on Trey Lance. I'm sure they want Trey Lance to succeed, but that's not where we are anymore. We're not in that timeline anymore. They want to win a Super Bowl. They don't care about picks. Again, you're talking to someone who is the biggest Trey Lance believer you could find this offseason. But it's my personal belief that they do not care who's at quarterback. They just want a capable quarterback to win games for them. And I want that to be Trey Lance. I desperately want that to be Trey Lance. But again, the whole point of contention here, the whole point of disagreement or conversation is the draft capital that was just spent on Trey Lance in this draft. I'm okay to take Trey Lance at the beginning of the 4th round. I'm not okay to take him at the 2-5 when there's so many guaranteed options. JA, okay, I'm assuming this is Jordan Addison. So we got Jordan Addison goes off the board. He will be the first wide receiver. And man, the wide receivers just got real thin in this draft with Badake deciding to come back to school. Not only for Dynasty, but also for the NFL draft. Don't be surprised if Addison and Quentin Johnston and Jackson Smith, if their capital rises now because Badake is back in school. It's very top heavy. So don't be surprised if certain wide receivers, if their capital rises. That's another reason why I'm just confused why Badake went back, because next year's class is stacked. Like what? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, broken ankle is a lot easier to return from than a torn ankle. Sure. No, I don't disagree. Again, I'm a huge Trey Lance fan, guys. Yeah, so I'd have to pick Mac Jones here, Kirk Cousins. I'm very glad I went quarterback early. There's no way I would have wanted to make that decision. Okay, guys. How in the hell is Mark Andrews available? I will take him at the 310. If anything, Mark Andrews should be a mid-second to late second pick. Come on, y'all. You can't give me Mark Andrews that late. Come on now. Y'all know better than that. Just kidding. Lamar to the 49ers would have been crazy. That would have been crazy, yeah. Broken ankle is easier to return than torn ankle. Yeah. And I think, again, like the people who are comparing Trey Lance to Dak Prescott, I think the important differentiator there is, again, when Dak Prescott went down with his ankle injury, the entire organization was waiting on Dak. Dak was the face of the franchise. He already proved that he was the face of the franchise, that he was the future of this team. He was a leader. He was a quarterback. He was their long-term answer. When Trey Lance went down, they didn't skip a beat. And, again, I'm a huge Trey Lance guy, so keep that in mind. But I think those are different situations. I'm not saying that Daniel is comparing them, but I've heard a lot of people compare those two situations. Okay, so this is Jackson Smith in Jigba. He goes off the board, and honestly, Jackson Smith's landing spot is incredible in this mock draft. He gets drafted, I believe, to the Chargers. So I don't think there's a way he would go this late in a Dynasty startup if his landing spot actually was the Chargers. I think he would go a little bit earlier. So this is pretty good value. I probably would have looked at him if he was available at my pick. So yeah, I like this pick here for you. I think this makes a lot of sense to take him here. If I can bloody get this aligned. Okay, that's good enough. We're going to call that good enough. I also need to get my rookie rankings up so I can reference them. Last time out, I took like 4 rookies. I haven't taken a single one yet. Okay, there goes Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I mean, all the big wide receivers are gone, so it doesn't make sense to go wide receiver here. Has no one taken Jahmyr Gibbs? Is Jahmyr Gibbs still available? Am I losing it? Okay. I'm going to draft Jahmyr Gibbs if he's available, and he is. Jahmyr Gibbs in this mock draft, he gets mocked to the Bills. I don't believe he will end up on the Bills. That's the landing spot I keep seeing for him. But I'm still going to take him here if he were to land there. If he were to land there, I believe he would instantly take over as the alpha running back in that backfield, especially if they spent first-round draft capital on him. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jahmyr Gibbs there. If you draft a running back in the first round, you damn best believe that the Buffalo Bills would build a game plan around him. He would be the running back. Screen passes, you're probably going to get about 5 per game that get worked into there. He'll be an important piece if they actually draft him in the first round. I don't imagine the Bills take him, but I'll still take him this late if he's available. If you don't know who Jahmyr Gibbs is, he was a running back for Alabama this year. My 2 comps for him, Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara. He is a clone of what they offer to an NFL team. So I see PPR value through the roof with this guy. The kid didn't show anything to say he's going to be great or if he sucks. The hate on him is very strange. Not saying that you're hating on him. Honestly, dude, I get it. I get where you're coming from, B-Mac, because I have been the biggest Trey Lance supporter, and I have felt that hate. I want him so desperately to succeed, but I think at this point I just have a lot of question marks. I don't understand the Levis hype. Neither do I, dude. Neither do I. ATJ, we're on the same page there. This has been the weirdest year for fantasy. Yes, it has. I feel let down buying Game Pass. Somebody hold me. Will Levis hella underrated? I think he's overrated, man. In every mock draft, he's going top 10. And I'm just like, wow. What have you seen this year to show you he should be top 10? Hell yeah, Zach. I love the Good Time poster. Thanks, man. Yeah. Actually, that would be this side. Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie Good Time, it's incredible. His film shows that he's a great passer. His film shows that he has the tools to be a great passer, but his film shows that he does not read the field well at all, does not have the ability to process a play in real time or process defense in real time, but he definitely has all the raw tools. What's up, Chris? Thank you. Thanks for the sub, Chris. But Hey, happy to agree to disagree. The disrespect of my boy 89. Yeah. How did Mark Andrews get all the way to the 310? Too late. Do we think Mike White will finish this year as a starter? I do think he will finish the year as a starter, but to be honest, this time next week, if Mike White goes out and throws 3 interceptions, he'll be benched. So there's a lot of volatility there. As a Jets fan, Mike White is pretty good and should be the starter the rest of the season. Chad says, I hope so, George. No way Mike White should be the Jets starter. Anthony Richardson will go off if he gets the right coaching staff. I agree. I actually prefer Richardson over Will Levis as far as like raw talents and like project quarterbacks. Jets going to draft a quarterback. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Is this tight end premium? No, it's not. Anthony Richardson landed with the Jets, which I actually like the landing spot for him. That could be really cool for him. All right, so we see Kelsey go before Pitts. Very surprising. Honestly, guys, Mark Andrews and Pitts, I believe, should both be much higher than this. Even in a non-tight end premium format, we'll find out what rookie this is. But to me, Mark Andrews should be more around the 2.8, mid-second round, and I think Kyle Pitts should be right beside him, right around the end of the second, beginning of the third. I know it's been disappointing. You shouldn't have any concerns about the knee injury moving forward. It's not going to impact his career. And bet on talent long term. I promise you with Kyle Pitts, do not sell him, hold, or buy if you can. You will see return. He is still only 23, 23 years old. Be patient with Kyle Pitts, 22 years old. It's going to pay off, I promise you. The coaching staff will change. Things will change. Quarterback will change. There will be a time in which you will get vindication for having Kyle Pitts on your team, I promise you. All right, this is Quentin Johnston. So let's go ahead and put Quentin Johnston here. In this mock, Johnston landed with the Packers, I believe. So this is a good landing spot for him. I kind of wish the Packers would go Addison. I feel like Addison complements Watson a lot better. But who knows? Okay, there goes Quentin. I'm a big fan of Quentin Johnston, by the way. I don't know if anyone watched the Big 12 Championship as well. He played well, but definitely made some mistakes. So, yeah, played well, made some mistakes. But I see T. Higgins, D-Hop as like kind of the ceiling for Quentin. Obviously, the floor is much lower, but he's got a pretty high ceiling. Akers in a third for Wilson. Yeah, I'd be happy to take the Wilson side. I'll take a shot on him. Thought for sure Mike White was going to be a one-game starter just to humble Wilson. Yeah, and I think the leash is still going to be short for Mike, but he's playing well. As bad as Wilson is, Chad, that technically is nothing for a first-round quarterback. Yep. Breece Hall's only 21. Yeah, that's true. Do it if you need the insurance. Hey, guys, shout out to everyone watching the stream. Thanks for joining me. We have 85 people watching. If you guys heard before, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But if we get to 100 likes, I will do a rookie draft tomorrow. A 2023 rookie-only draft tomorrow. We'll be live streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do me a favor, if you want to see that content, drop a like.
You like that? You like that?
If you like the content, if you want to see more, easiest way for you to support what we do, to support our work. Okay, so we see Pickens, Josh Jacobs. I mean, look, that is pretty late for Josh Jacobs. I don't think we can take Javonte this early and leave Josh Jacobs that late. I'm still a Javonte guy. I'm not off the Javonte train, but that's pretty good value there. There goes Drizzy Drake off the board. There goes Devontae Adams. Najee Harris. Oh, how the mighty have fallen for Najee Harris. Would he have been the next running back I would have drafted? No, but, you know, I do think he's getting overhated. He's not the next running back I would have drafted, but still, I do think the hate is a little bit too much on him. What's the current temp on Pitts? Hold. Buy or hold. I still believe in him long term. 22 years old. There is so much time for Kyle Pitts to return value on his ADP. You're more likely to be holding Jacobs or shopping him next year. Yeah, I guess it's a question. Like, which one? It depends on where I am. Like, if I'm a win now, in my home league, I'm a win now team, and I have Josh Jacobs, and I don't feel a reason to sell him. I'm happy to kind of ride it out. I'm very curious to see if he returns to Las Vegas, but either way, he's going to get a good contract. He's for sure locked himself into a very good contract. Damn it! Come on, Brian. Give me a break. You guys are supposed to hate Treylon Burks. But I'd be holding him. Look, if I'm a futuristic team, I would be open to shopping him. But outside of that, I'm probably holding. Stetson Bitten and Lamar on the same page are the same age. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Dude, the 2024 class in general is very good. As is this class. Don't sell your picks for future picks. Like, that's an endless loop. Josh Jacobs is 24. Yes, he is. Me too, man. Burks was my pick. Yeah, I would have gotten to him before you. You guys are supposed to hate Treylon Burks. Everyone hated Treylon Burks before this year. What happened? You guys are changing your minds now? I'm just kidding. It's all love. It's all love. But I am salty. Why? Can you guys stop? Damn it! Shit! Okay. Fuck. You sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. This is a tough spot. I know a lot of people are still in on Cooper Kupp. I'm not one of those people in Dynasty. Fuck. This is why I always get my wide receivers early. Far out, man. Yeah, that was the actual pick I just made. And I hate it. That's gross. This is gross. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Fucking hell. Hey, Jonah, I'm Philly Fletch. What's up, JT? Oh, am I missing people on Twitch? No? Okay, good. You made us all Burkheads. Hey, if that's... I would be proud of that, if that's the truth. Just bringing the love to YouTube. Appreciate that. Who's going to be your wide receiver 1 and 2 in 2024? It could be both the Ohio State boys. But Marvin Harrison definitely clears right now. Let's find out who this rookie is. Hand the man looking nice. Yeah, he is. It's just a mock sack. You'll be good. I know, but, you know, I always want to draft the best team. Okay, this is Michael Mayer. Okay, little early for me. Actually, this is... Look, I like Michael Mayer. This is too early, though. Especially with some of the other tight end options that are still on the board. So, we'll put Michael there. But again, if some of these other options are still on the board, I'm not going Mayer, especially with the tight end position and how deep they can play into their careers. There's a specific tight end that I'm talking about. I was a big fan of his landing spot in the trade market this year. But that feels too high for me, man. I don't know. That's just me. And honestly, who cares about what I think? Okay, we got another one. There goes TJ. That's who I was talking about. But honestly, I think it's too early for both of those guys. Who is this G16? I like Hawkinson. Love the landing spot. Kirk Cousins loves his tight ends. Has been heavily targeting him since. He will continue to. He'll take that second receiving role from Adam Thielen. He already has pretty much. And only 25 years old. Okay, this is Hendon Hooker. Okay. We might be getting a little too rookie happy here, G16. I don't know. I think we might be getting a little too rookie happy. I could be wrong. Look. Week 4, week 5 of the college football season, you wouldn't have found a bigger Hendon Hooker stand than me. You couldn't have found one, honestly. But this is a little too early, I think. Yeah, little too early for me. All right, we're back. TJ Hawkinson goes off the board. I know it's fun to draft the rookies though, and I'm sure he has his reasons. Everyone's got their reasons. Okay, this is a really tough spot to be in. Really tough spot to be in, actually. Is there any rookies I want to take here? Maybe I should take my first. Oh, I already have Jameer. Where did Zach Evans go? Where did Zach Evans go? That's right, he went to the Cardinals. I love that landing spot. Okay, you know what? I could be reaching myself, but I'm not going to wait any longer. Welcome to the squad, Zachary Evans. As Sleeper is freaking out for some reason. Hey, Sleeper, can you calm down? I'll take Zach Evans. Love this landing spot. There is no question in my mind that Zach Evans could beat out a James Conner. Genuinely no question in my mind. He would have that role by week 6 or 7 of the NFL season. Uber talented player, runs with passion, great on the goal line as well. Compared him a little bit to Melvin Gordon. Runs with anger, man. I like him. Calvin Ridley, great pick. Maybe you could have got him later. Yeah, I think you might have been able to get him later. I don't know. Hard to say. I guess we're getting a gauge on that right now. Hey guys, shout out to the 93 people watching. Do me a huge favor and drop a like on the stream. If we get to 100 likes, I'm going to do a 2023 rookie draft tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want me to be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. doing another rookie-only draft, then drop a like. That would mean a lot. 94 people watching. If everyone drops a like, there's no way that we couldn't get there. Okay, hold on. Why is this clock continually going? Sleeper, figure it out. You guys hear that clock? Is it just me? Now you guys hear it. I had the desktop audio muted. Why won't this clock stop? Okay. I'm just going to have to mute it. I'm crying. How do you feel about JSN? People seem much lower on him just for an injury. I still like JSN. You know, I've said this before. Is he anywhere near the most athletic wide receiver, even in this draft or drafts that we've seen? No. He's nowhere near the most athletic wide receiver, but he's technically really sound, good route runner, operates really well over the middle of the field, and in this mock draft, he landed with the Chargers, so I really, really like that landing spot. Cup would fetch far more in trade value in a real startup. Zach, if you wanted youth at that pick, why not go Addison? Which pick was that? I think Addison's already been... Are you saying the 5'10"? Addison got drafted really early. Addison was like a 3rd round, yeah. Addison's right around the 3.8. Addison went at the 3.8. So he wasn't an option for me. And I wasn't going to take Addison at the 2.3, you know. That would have been too early for me. Bro, Zach and I are the same mindset. How do you get in these drafts? Join our Discord with the link in the description. And we post links for people to join when we go live. Appreciate that. Michael's going to be a great tight end. Yeah, I think it might just take him a while to become that fantasy relevant tight end, but we'll see. Yeah, Dallas Goedert has been great. Brock Bowers should be very, very good. Chill. Grant says, if you look at what is there right now, there isn't much value in my opinion. Would rather roll with Hooker than Russell Wilson. No, I don't disagree. I just don't think quarterback, like, there's a lot of value on the board still. I just don't think quarterback was the answer for me, but that's, we all have differences of opinion. Calvin Ridley would be a wide receiver 1 next year. I'm a big fan of Calvin Ridley. I've been telling people to buy him all offseason on this channel. He's definitely going to be more expensive now. Thoughts on Darnell Washington? He went to the Saints in this mock. You know, I don't view him and Jelani Woods all that differently. Definitely a better prospect than Jelani Woods, but as far as like, will they be relevant fantasy tight ends? I don't know. It's going to take the right situation and the right team to really utilize them properly. Fill in that rookie pick. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. Ground control to Major Tom. Okay, who are these rookies then? My bad. Sean Tucker at the 6'5". Okay, and Josh Downs. Sorry, guys. That's my bad. I was trying to keep up with the chat. I was just trying to have friendly conversations. Where you at, Shawnee? Sean Tucker. He ends up going to the Eagles in this mock. If they move on from Miles Sanders, that could be fantasy gold. And then we have Josh Downs as well. And Josh Downs, his both fantasy value and draft value could be on the rise because of the status of this draft. Because of how weak it is at wide receiver. I personally don't think he's going to be a first round talent, or a first round pick, but you never know. I mean, anything can happen. But he's put up big numbers, has proven production. We're going to refresh the page real quick. Okay, is the sound doing it now? Okay, no. The sound is no longer doing it. Clutch. Someone told me to refresh and they were right. Kareem Hunt, W pick. Ooh. Oh, wow. I just noticed that. That is really early for Kareem Hunt. Yeah, that is way too early for Kareem Hunt. I'm talking like potentially like 5, 6, 7 rounds too early in my mind. Let's receive Tony Pollard off the board, McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, who I was hoping might find his way back to me, but I should have known that with D. Macy up on the board, it wouldn't have happened. We see another rookie go off the board. So let's find out who this rookie is. I feel like the Saints would be a great landing spot for Washington. Yeah, they could be. Just who's the quarterback? All right, that's going to be Jalen Hyatt here. So let's see, Jalen Hyatt. He has a great landing spot, which is the Chiefs. I don't imagine he goes that early, but it's a good landing spot. But at the same time, will any wide receiver ever replace the production we saw for Tyreek Hill? It's hard to imagine, isn't it? But first round in this mock, so I think he's well worth that pick for sure. There we go. Rashad off the board. He'll be a starter next year. Yeah, he could be for sure. He could be. But there is the running back landscape. There's no guarantee that anyone is a starter next year. Kareem Hunt could be a starter, but there is no guarantee that. There are 24 impact running backs who are either coming through the draft or free agency combined. if you think that your running back is safe as a starter, think again. This offseason is going to be absolutely wild. Wild. Insane. Thoughts on Corum? I like him. I'm not like as high on him than some of the other people in the community. I have him right around my like RB5, I believe, in this year's draft. He's right around 5'6". I have Sean Tucker right ahead of him. I think he was very impressive this year, big production, but I think a lot of people, their main concerns is that offensive line in Michigan is incredible, and a lot of people could have done similar things. That's not what I believe. It's just what a lot of people have said. So I think Corum ultimately draft capital is going to be the biggest. Is going to be the biggest thing for me with him. All right, we are this late into the draft. I mean, this late? This feels okay. Okay, I'll take a first round wide receiver. I believe Curtis Samuel's role is going to continually decline, and you're going to see Jahan Dotson's role develop. So I'll take Jahan Dotson here at the 7-10. First round draft capital, 16th overall pick, talented wide receiver. Who's the future quarterback there? We don't know the answer to that, but I'll bet on the talent long term. I think he and Terry will be the feature pieces of this offense moving forward. Nice. Clutch, Tigray. Really clutch. Missed that brain saw Wilson. I didn't think it was possible for someone to take Addison ahead of them. Yeah. No, you're good. Kareem's contract is up. Yeah, he definitely could be a lead back somewhere for sure. Yeah, no Pierce yet. Surprising. I don't know if people are doing that on purposely because they know I don't like Dameon Pierce, but I definitely thought he would have been drafted by now. You know how it's so funny how people's perspectives change so quickly in Dynasty. I remember 4 weeks ago arguing with someone in the comments, or like discussing with them in the comments, them telling me that Pierce was worth multiple firsts. And now we're in the 8th round and he's not drafted. If you guys know Survivor, I say this all the time, but people's perceptions are their reality. And that changes quite often with Dynasty. Okay. So at the moment, we have 2 running backs. We got Zach Evans and Jahmyr Gibbs. We got 2 quarterbacks and a stud tight end. We have 2 wide receivers. I feel like I need to add to that wide receiver room still. I'll go Brandon Ayuk here. I'll take Ayuk here at the 8-3. I feel like that's good value. Chris says, people who do mocks like this know Pierce is a facade. Yeah. I was actually considering going quarterback because I feel like at this point in the draft, there's some pretty good values on the board at the quarterback position. But now that I've said that, I'm sure we're probably about to see like 20 quarterbacks go off the board before I pick next. Over on Twitch, Jar says, do you think there's a scenario where Corum would come back? I don't think so. But holy hell. Donovan Edwards is going to be a fucking superstar. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But he's going to be a superstar. That kid is special. That kid is very special. I'm excited for Edwards. If Bryce Young lands in Houston, Pierce could. Yeah, he could. Surely you draft him now. I just didn't need running back there. I want to build around my wide receivers. Of course, here comes the quarterbacks, like I said. Kareem to the Hawks. Let's go. We need some running back depth. That could be interesting. Are you guys doing this on purpose? Or are you trolling? Here comes the running backs, or the quarterbacks. Are there any rookies this year we are worried will go back to school? Honestly, at this point, who knows, Chris? Because I had no belief that Kayshon Boutte would go back to school. It just didn't make sense in my eyes. And then I didn't think Anthony Richardson would come out. So who the hell knows at this point? Y'all sleeping on Justin Ross? Look, I like Justin Ross. I wanted him to be successful. And he still has a chance. But historically, if you look at people in his scenario, it's typically never been good. So he's going to have to break a mold of history. He can. I'm just saying there's a huge, huge hurdle ahead of him. Not only was he undrafted, which show me how many undrafted wide receivers, the percentage of undrafted wide receivers who have ever been fantasy relevant versus not is like, must be 99+%. So not only was he undrafted, but he has all the concerns with his previous injuries in his spine. But then he also has another injury. There's just, I like Justin Ross, and I really liked him before the injuries as well at Clemson. But his pathway to relevancy is a very slim door. It's possible. You say that, but they all only have one quarterback so far. Yeah. Yeah, we had to sacrifice Boutte. Donovan Edwards over Quinshon Judkins. Oof. I got to go Judkins, but Edwards is incredible. He could be. Ross was already a prospect project. Yeah. Does it go Edwards, Judkins, Henderson? Is Donovan Edwards eligible for 2024? Do we know? I need to actually find out. I don't know if he's 2024 or 2025. Okay, I believe he is 2024. Yeah, he'll be a junior. So next year, yeah, well, there's a lot of good running backs next year. Don't rule out Rocket Sanders. Judkins is 2025. Bob is right. Judkins is a true freshman. He won't be eligible in 2024. But don't rule out Rocket Sanders from Arkansas. The dude is a freaking unit, and he's explosive. He's fast. He's everything you want in a running back. We got Donovan Edwards, who's a stud. 6'1", 204, has the body to be a workhorse as well in the NFL. You have Henderson. A lot of people are very high on Henderson. I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing yet. So I'm a little bit lower on him. And then someone that you didn't mention is Braylon Allen. I think Braylon Allen could be the RB1 in 2024. Do not sleep on Braylon Allen, guys. He is a huge body, like the closest thing to Derrick Henry since Derrick Henry. If you haven't watched his tape, I would definitely suggest to watch it. I'll try and bring up his stats so you can put a face with a name with a face rather. He's been dealing with an injury, unfortunately. But this is Braylon Allen, so you can put a face with the name. 6'2", 235. The dude is a freaking tank. He's quick. He's got speed. I think he could be an instant replacement for Derrick Henry if the Titans decide to move on. Has been dealing with some injuries, but broke out as a true freshman. Guys, at 19 years old, he was actually 18/19 years old. At 19 years old, he put up over 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns at 7.1 yards per carry. I really want him to enter the transfer portal. We'll see. I don't know, but I still think he could be in contention. All in all, like the 24 class looks really, really great. It really does. I hope this isn't me that's about to go on auto draft. Okay, no, it's not good. Yeah, it's doing that clock thing again. Stop. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, we're good. Travion has been playing with broken bones. Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, no, I understand he's had his own demons he's battling for sure. Rice. Okay, this is Rashee Rice. Sorry, y'all. I'm not paying attention to the sleeper chat as much as I'm trying to keep it up with the YouTube chat and everyone. Rashee Rice. Okay, here we go. I like the landing spot for Rashee Rice. And he's a very intriguing player. He'll be everyone's sleeper of the year this year, I think. So I like that landing spot. I think that makes a lot of sense. Casey says, Geno out here carving up the league, leading the NFC in Pro Bowl voting, number 7 fantasy quarterback, had his bye, and people taking old men and boys with little job security. Yeah. We'll see. Russell before Gino. Oh, the humanity. Every year we say next year's draft is better than this year's. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying 24 looks like a good class. In fact, I've been saying this for like a month now because people keep asking me, should I sell my 23 picks for 2024? Like, stop. We do this every single year. You're going to see it on Twitter. It's for farming engagement and all that other stuff. Just if you have picks in a class, draft. It's typically a good talent coming in. There's always good talent coming in. Overall, I just think people overreact too much. That's the same people who said that about last year missed out on Chris Olave, Breece Hall, Ken Walker. I know Breece Hall's injured, but still great. They missed out on Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Treylon Burks, Christian Watson, George Pickens. So, like, stop saying next year is the better class. Just draft this class. It's going to be good. Okay, I am not a Dameon Pierce guy at all whatsoever, but this is far too late for Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce needs to be like around here, end of 6th, beginning of 7th. I didn't draft him because I was trying to build around my wide receiver room, but here we are. I'm in a class with Braylon Allen this semester. Dude is an absolute unit. That is awesome. I think I genuinely, fantasy noob, I don't think you will find anyone in the Dynasty community who has been talking more about Braylon Allen than myself. I love the kid. He's a very exciting guy to watch. Although he might transfer, which could be interesting, but who knows? Where do you think Xavier Hutchinson will be drafted in rookie drafts? I think he'll be like a early third. Early third sounds right. Okay. What did you say you were doing 2023 rookie draft only tomorrow? Yes, I will be doing a 2023 rookie only draft tomorrow if this stream gets 100 likes. We're currently at 89, so all we need is 11 more likes. So if you guys want to see that content, make sure you drop a like. Dylan says, any thoughts on Keaton Mitchell? Anything more than speed? Honestly, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I know much about Keaton Mitchell. I'm going to have to research about him. I don't want to try and bullshit my way through pretending I know who he is. Number 2 out of East Carolina, 5'9", 184. That's definitely going to be a problem. I'll have to check out his game, man. I'll definitely have to check out his game. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take one of the running backs that I think in this year's class is going to continue to rise in value. A lot of people I think are sleeping on this guy. He's a complete running back. He has size. He has speed. He has great short explosiveness. Doesn't have home run speed necessarily, but absolutely has the short speed to get through, you know, the open hole in the offensive line, if you will. Has been playing really well. I'm not going to say he's Javonte Williams, but he has a similar type of game to Javonte Williams. And that is, if you guys know, if you were here last week, you know who it's going to be. That is Condre Miller. We're taking Condre Miller here. I think he should be drafted higher than this. He will be drafted higher than this when it comes to draft season. I think he ends up being a late first, early second type player in rookie drafts. So I will definitely take him here. I love the value here personally. I know he didn't get drafted in this mock draft that we did today, but I'm a big Condre Miller guy. Out of TCU. When Zach Evans left, he was able to shine. So I'll take Kendra here. Big fan of his. Braylon Allen posted today saying he's staying at Wisconsin. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. The 2023 RB and quarterback class are deep, even though there are only a few all-stars. Wide receivers top heavy. Yeah, I agree. Damn it, Zach Miller was going to be my next pick. Honestly, I thought about taking Miller when I took Evans. I was like, oh, what do I do here? Late first and seconds are way more valuable this year. I definitely agree with like the second round as a whole. I still think there's like that upper echelon of like the first 6 or 7 picks. But I would say like second round picks are way more valuable this year than they were last year. Like way more valuable. Lots of deep talent in this class. 7 likes away from 100. Appreciate you guys. If you could help me get there, that would mean a lot. As we see Evans go off the board as well as Pierce and Cook. How about Alec Pierce, y'all? You guys watch Sunday Night Football? I mean, that was the only highlight for the Colts. But how about Alec Pierce doing his thing? Pretty impressive. Some strong-ass hands that kid has. What did he put up? He put up 4 for 86 and a tud. Although that tud was a body catch, to be fair. Okay. I don't think there's any rookies I really want to grab here. Yeah, not really any rookies I want to grab here. Although I will say in the 10th round, has anyone taken Geno yet? I'll take Geno. Give me Geno. Hey, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Hit the get. But hell yeah, I'll take Geno Smith here in the 10th round. I know he's 32 years old, but he's probably going to get at least a 2 to 3 year deal. I'll take him as my QB3 all day. All day. People are like, okay, calm down, dude. Like, relax. Ooh, there's some good players on the board, man. Opinion on Darnell Washington or Sam Laporta? Look, I don't know enough about Laporta and Latu to really comment, but as far as Darnell Washington goes, I'm very intrigued. I'll say that. At the very minimum, he has me intrigued. The dude could be a starting power forward in the NBA. Like, he is massive. He's thick. He's tall. I think he's, 6'8" or something. So you can see how he could be heavily utilized in, like, the red zone. I think landing spot's going to be important, and it might take him a couple years to really be fantasy relevant, but he's very intriguing for sure. Joe Burrow, get the gat goes crazy. I agree. I've heard some hype about Dalton Kincaid. I don't know anything about him. What do you think? I really like Dalton Kincaid. He has been like the best weapon for Utah as they've gone on this little run. Really good year, has put up huge production, 70 receptions this year for 890 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's been by far, I think, their most consistent and best weapon this year as they've gone on this run. This is Dalton Kincaid, in case anybody doesn't know. He's a senior, 6'4", 240. So I think with Kincaid, I'm very intrigued about draft capital. It makes me, not to compare them as players, but like, remember what happened with Greg Dulcich? Drafted, I think, what was it, 3rd, 4th round? I can't remember. Took him a while to really establish himself, but I think he could have a similar impact for a team in his like second, end of the first year type vibe. So I'm definitely intrigued by him for sure. If you tell me my team is pretty good at most positions, what would you ask for back for the 102 is Superflex? I mean, that's a good question. Let me tell you why it's hard to answer, though. That's like going to Sonic and being like, hey, how many different combinations of drinks have you guys got? You know? That's tough. If you can get, I don't know. I mean, can you move back in the first round and get an extra first? Let's say I can move to the 106, for example, and I get someone's 2024 first. I would do something like that. But I'm also not opposed to taking a player either. But if you're set at every position, I would be really intrigued to move back. I'd still want to stay in that top 6. I want to be around like the 104, 105. But if I can move back from the 102 and get another first, that's something I would definitely be willing to do. Because I really do like the 24 class as well. That would be my number one goal, is to move back so I can still take a young talent with a 23 class. And then with, the extra 24 pick, do something else with it. So that would be my number one goal if I was in your position. Okay, so we see Cousins off the board as well as Juju, Willis, and Pacheco. Yeah, just trying to get ideas, but wouldn't move the pick till hype is at its peak. Yes. Yeah, you wouldn't want to move that pick right now. You would want to move that pick more towards, you know, like April, which I'm sure you're aware of. A content idea I just thought of would be how to set rankings and add custom ones to websites like Fantasy Pros, how to adjust them between redraft and dynasty rankings. Yeah, that's definitely an idea that we could explore. Because it really isn't that difficult. It's just it's not hard, it's just time consuming. And brain racking. Okay, so we have a rookie here. I want to make sure I don't miss who that rookie is. Tyjae Spears. I don't know who that is, man. If you're watching, I don't know who Tyjae Spears is, and I definitely don't have a graphic for him. Let me figure out who that is. You're teaching me right now. Okay, Tyjae Spears is a junior running back for Tulane. Looks like he's had pretty good production, been pretty efficient as well. Tyjae Spears. All right, I need to know Tyjae Spears. The 111 is Tyjae. The 11-1, excuse me, is Tyjae Spears. I just don't know who he is, so I can't add him. I don't have the graphic. Marvin Mims, although I can make the graphic for next time. Definitely have some research to do on him. All right, Marvin Mims. I feel like he's going to get drafted earlier than anticipated just based off of his name. And the type of prospect he was heading into high school. This is the last round, guys. Last round here. Fantasy Pros keeps giving me redraft rankings, not dynasty ones. So it's trying to shove Fournette down my throat. Cedric Tillman and Tank Bigsby or Zach Charbonnet? I would take Charbonnet, personally. Yeah, Charbonnet shouldn't be on the board. You're right. He definitely should have been drafted already. I just keep drafting rookie running backs, you know? I'm like, how many rookie running backs can I draft? Okay, that's Darnell Washington. You know, obviously it's a combination of people. We're all... Obviously, we've taken time and done a lot of research on this channel. But, you know, most people are still getting to know the class. They're still getting to know players. And sometimes we get a little rookie happy, and sometimes we miss out on other players. That's going to happen this time of the year, for sure. I'm going to move myself over here. It's probably too big. Put it right there. Oh, it's probably... Okay. I like the Jordan Love pick, man. I really like the Jordan Love pick. I'm excited for you guys to watch my quarterback rankings video, which will be out very soon. Very, very soon. I'm excited for you guys to watch it. I'm curious to see what you think. This is a Kane. Okay. A Kane like a train. You know, last time we did this, a Kane went really early. But I don't hate this pick here. That feels more reasonable, drafting him here. All right, I'm up. What do I want to do here? I'll probably go Kadarius Toney here. Very intrigued to see what he could become in Kansas City still. All right, another rookie there at the 11-11. That's probably Charbonnet. How many likes are we at? We are at 94. So we just need 6 more likes. All right, that is the end of the draft there. Let's see who these last 2 rookies were. KJ Jefferson. I love it. Jesse Matthews from San Diego State. I don't know who Jesse Matthews is. I don't have a graphic for him. However, I do have a KJ Jefferson graphic, and I'm glad I need to use it because I am a big fan of KJ Jefferson. But unfortunately, I don't have a graphic for the San Diego State guy. I might have to research a little bit about him if he's a real prospect. Anyway, that's the draft, guys. So this is interesting. It's going to keep evolving. We're going to keep finding out what people's ADPs are and where we should expect them to go. I am going to do a 2023 rookie draft tomorrow. Do me a favor, drop a like, because we're 3 likes away from 100. So if you want to see a rookie draft tomorrow, we only need 3 more people to like the video. And there are 64 of you watching. So if I assume there are people who have not hit the like button. If you do, we'll get to 100 and we'll do the rookie draft tomorrow, which will be hype. Sean says, love your content, bro. Thanks again. Of course, thanks for coming. Thanks for the draft, Zach. Of course, thanks for joining. Spears, 190, then a Kane. Not a fan of change of pace backs. Yeah, I don't get what people see in a Kane. He's so small. Yeah, the dude is the fastest player in college football by far. Like, genuine track speed. But I think he's going to be limited in the NFL. I'll have to look up Tyjae Spears. No worries, Harris. Jonas says, not sure if Jesse's declaring or not, but what I have seen. But we have seen what Daniel Bellinger has become, as well as Penny. Aztecs who go pro do well. That's true. That is true. All right, guys, we're at 103 likes. So we will officially be doing a rookie-only draft tomorrow. Again, if you want to join us for the rookie-only draft, join the Discord with the link in the description. It's going to be a good time. I can't promise who can get in, but you know that's the way that you can at least have a chance to join is by joining the Discord. I hope that you guys are enjoying these drafts. Please be aware that when Christmas hits, we will take a 2-week break on both of our channels just to kind of rest and recover. You know, we do this full time. We've been putting our heart into it ever since we've started, and we have appreciated so much the support from you guys on both channels, Dynasty and Redraft. If you want to support our work, there's a couple ways that you can do that. First one is by dropping super chats on live streams. Like, that helps. The other one is through our Patreon, which you can find that in the description. And the most simple way is just to like stuff, subscribe, and be a part of it. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks for everyone, all your support in every single way. Yeah, looking forward to the draft season. It's my favorite time of the year. Of course, no worries, Lucas. Love you. Love you too, Bob. Steven says, I missed a discussion on Kendre Miller. What did you think? Or do I need to rewatch? Yeah, I would say go rewatch, but I think he's going to be one of the biggest risers in this year's draft and in rookie drafts. I do think he's a complete back. Really love his game. Has put up huge numbers with Zach Evans moving on. I just think he's a complete back. Good short area explosiveness, decent long run speed, very good at the goal line. I think he's going to be a 3rd round pick or so and could be in contention to be a lead running back for someone. So we'll see. Anyway, appreciate you guys. I'm going to rest my voice for tomorrow's draft, get some food, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Huge love. We'll see you then.